Phacoemulsification is good, but it doesn't always work. What I am going to present in the next few minutes is a series of cases that you cannot do with an ordinary approach or a single standard technique. So this is a white cataract with more than 180 degrees of subluxation. And because the retina underneath is totally detached, I could not risk the drop of such lens on this detached retina. So I decided to deliver it in the AC. The trick here is to push it from the side where the newels are torn and not the other side, and see how smoothly it is delivered. The wound is then enlarged using the MVR, and the nucleus is expressed using viscoelastic substance, and then the cornea is sutured. See here how the retina is totally detached with severe PVR. The other case is a dropped lens. However, once I entered into the vitreous cavity, I found that the lens is still attached with some zonules. So, I did a vitrectomy in order to completely remove the vitreous surrounding the lens. Trimethanolone is injected to ensure that the vitreous is completely removed. And then I tried to pull on the lens in order to set it free in the vitreous cavity. However, the zonules are strongly attached, so I decided to avoid excessive pulling and I shifted to another technique. A PFCL is injected in order to raise the lens and bring it to the level of the iris, where I emulsified it using the phaco probe. Here the nucleus is at the level of the iris, a main port is opened, and the phaco probe will then be introduced, and the nucleus will be emulsified below the level of the iris. In this technique, you should take care that there is a recess between the iris and the PFC bubble where the lens matter usually tend to go. As you see here, as the nucleus port is emulsified, it tends to run in such recess. So you have to be patient. At the end of the surgery, you have to check the periphery of the retina for any particles that is trapped in this recess. All the remaining particles are then be removed with a cutter. The next case has a dropped nucleus in a silicone-filled eye with a detached retina. So, this chart. At the beginning of the surgery, silicone eye will be removed, and as you see here, there is a dropped nucleus on the detached retina. So, I avoided using a fragmentome in order to remove this nucleus, in order to avoid any adherent retinal tears. And because the lens is soft, I decided it's more safe to remove it by vitreous cutter. The trick here is to use high vacuum with low cut rate, and always work at the site where the retina is attached. And here I use the light probe as a second instrument in order to divide and break this nucleus into small pieces. As the pieces become smaller, it becomes much easier to remove the particles. The last case is a dropped half nucleus from a complicated cataract surgery. So, in this case, I decided to use a fake here. Notice the induction of the BVD and how the wave of the BVD is created. You should make sure before the introduction of fragmentome that the vitreous is completely removed. However, you should never risk the occurrence of retinal tear in an attempt of creating a BVD. Here, the nucleus is held with high vacuum as the fragmentome and raised into the middle vitreous cavity. Only then the nucleus can then be emulsified. This step is repeated many times until the nucleus is completely emulsified. So there are many techniques by which you can remove the nucleus. You can either use a cutter or a fragmentome, or none of them. You can use a BFC or without BFC. So there is no single approach you can use. The decision should be tailored according to the situation, and this depends on the size of the particles, the hardness of the nucleus, and the condition of the retina below. Thank you.